Fluency begins with confidence, not perfection. Many learners believe they must know every word, every grammar rule, and every perfect sentence before they can speak. But the truth is, waiting for perfection is what keeps people silent. Confidence is the doorway to fluency because it gives you the courage to use the words you already know. Imagine a child learning to walk. He doesn't wait until his steps are perfect before he tries. He stumbles, he falls, but each attempt brings him closer to walking naturally. Speaking English works the same way. When you open your mouth and dare to speak, even with mistakes, you are already practicing fluency. Confidence tells you it's okay to be imperfect because every sentence you try makes the next one smoother. The more you speak, the less power fear has over you, and the more natural your English becomes. Perfection may come later, but confidence must come first, for it is the seed from which fluency grows. Thinking in English is more powerful than memorizing rules. When learners focus only on grammar books and translation, their speech becomes heavy and slow. Every time they want to say something, their mind builds the sentence in their native language first and then struggles to translate it into English. This creates hesitation, silence, and frustration. But when you train yourself to think directly in English, the process becomes natural. You no longer pause to translate. The words flow the way they do for native speakers. At first, it feels strange, but you can start small. Describe the weather in English, plan your day in English, or talk to yourself in the mirror using simple sentences. Over time, your brain begins to build a direct connection with the language. Instead of memorizing endless grammar rules, you live inside the language, and fluency grows from within. Thinking in English is like shifting from walking on a rocky path to gliding smoothly on a road. You move forward faster, with fewer obstacles in your way. Daily practice, even for a short time, builds strong progress. Many people think they need hours of study to improve, but the truth is, consistency matters more than duration. Just 15 to 30 minutes of focused speaking or listening every day is far more powerful than studying for 5 hours once a week. Language is like a muscle. The more often you train it, the stronger it becomes. Imagine watering a plant. A little water every day keeps it alive and growing. But if you wait too long, the soil dries and the plant struggles. In the same way, your English skills need steady care. Reading aloud for a few minutes, repeating phrases you hear in a podcast, or practicing short conversations daily slowly builds fluency. The progress may feel invisible at first, but after weeks and months, the difference becomes clear. You hesitate less, you find words faster, and speaking feels more natural. Daily practice turns effort into habit, and habit into fluency. Listening and speaking go hand in hand. Many learners try to speak without spending enough time listening, but listening is the key that unlocks natural expression. When you listen carefully to English, whether it's in movies, podcasts, or conversations, you absorb rhythm, tone, and patterns of speech. Your ears teach your mouth how to move. Think of music. Before someone plays a song on an instrument, they must hear how it sounds. In the same way, listening gives you the melody of English. The more you listen, the more phrases and expressions stick in your mind, ready to be used when you speak. Repeating what you hear makes this process stronger. Shadowing a speaker, copying their speed and intonation, is like training your voice to dance with the language. Speaking without listening is like trying to run without ever learning how to walk. But when you combine the two, your English doesn't just sound correct. It sounds alive, natural, and confident. Vocabulary is best learned through phrases, not isolated words. When learners memorize single words, they often forget them quickly or struggle to use them naturally in sentences. But when you learn words in phrases, you gain ready-made pieces of language that you can use instantly. For example, instead of only memorizing the word success, you can learn the phrase achieve success or on the road to success. These phrases give context, rhythm, and meaning, making your speech smoother and more natural. Native speakers don't think word by word. They think in groups of words that flow together. Learning phrases also saves time because you don't have to stop and build every sentence from scratch. You already have blocks of language prepared. It's like cooking with ingredients that are already mixed into recipes instead of separate spices you don't know how to combine. Phrases carry the emotion and style of real conversation, and when you use them, your English begins to sound less like a textbook and more like real life. Technology in 2026 makes learning easier than ever. In the past, learners had to rely only on books, teachers, or rare opportunities to practice with native speakers. But now, technology places the entire English-speaking world within reach. With AI conversation partners, you can practice speaking anytime, day or night, without fear of judgment. Apps can listen to your voice, correct your pronunciation, and even suggest better ways to express your ideas. Virtual reality allows you to walk into simulated cafes, airports, or classrooms where you can practice real-life conversations safely and repeatedly. Online communities connect learners across countries, turning practice into friendship. This age is a gift. Never before has learning been so interactive, personal, and accessible. Technology cannot replace effort, but it multiplies the effect of every effort you make. With the right tools in 2026, you don't need to wait for the perfect environment to practice English. The environment is already in your pocket, waiting for you to step in and speak. Mistakes are not failures, they are steps toward fluency. Many learners hold back from speaking because they fear saying something wrong, but this fear is the greatest barrier to progress. Every mistake is proof that you are trying, and each error teaches you how to do better next time. Think of a baby learning to walk. They fall countless times, yet every fall brings them closer to balance. No one scolds them for stumbling, and the same kindness should be shown to yourself when learning English. Each mispronounced word, each awkward pause, each incorrect phrase is a lesson in disguise. When you embrace mistakes, you remove the weight of fear and your confidence grows stronger. Fluency is not the absence of errors. It is the courage to keep speaking through them. Over time, the mistakes fade, and what remains is clarity, confidence, and a voice that flows more freely. To fear mistakes is to stop learning. To welcome them is to step boldly toward mastery. Immersion, surrounding yourself with English, creates natural growth. Language is not just something you study, it is something you live inside. When you fill your day with English, it becomes part of your thinking, your habits, and even your emotions. This doesn't mean you must move to another country. You can create immersion wherever you are. Change your phone and social media to English, listen to music and podcasts while you travel, read books or articles before bed, and even think about your daily tasks in English. At first it feels like effort, but soon it becomes natural, like breathing in a new rhythm. The more English surrounds you, the less space fear and hesitation have. Immersion works silently in the background, training your mind to recognize patterns, building familiarity, and making English your second skin. Just as a plant grows strong when placed in the right environment, your fluency blossoms when you surround yourself with the living world of English every single day. A simple, consistent routine is the true key to fluency. Many learners chase complex methods or switch from one strategy to another, hoping for quick results. But fluency is not built in sudden leaps. It grows slowly through steady practice. Even a short, well-structured routine, repeated daily, is more powerful than hours of irregular study. Imagine brushing your teeth. It only takes a few minutes, yet doing it every day keeps them strong and healthy. The same principle applies to English. A routine as small as listening for 10 minutes, speaking for 10 minutes, and reviewing phrases for 10 minutes can transform your skills over time. The magic lies not in how long you practice, but in how faithfully you return to it day after day. Consistency turns effort into habit, and habit turns into fluency. By keeping your routine simple and repeatable, you remove excuses, and little by little, your English becomes not just something you study, but something you live with ease.